We are rolling. Poe's eating some Captain Crunch. We're hanging out here on Rock Circus on Poe's tour bus. She's
bus food, the best.
Full of nutrients.
Macrobiotic.
8 essential vitamins.
Something like that.
Yeah, vitamin A, C, B, D, whatever you need, it's there.
Green toxic waste from the moon, all in one.
Well, I'd like to thank her for coming back on the show because she's already done things that are sort of greater than Rock Circus. I mean, I'm trying to...
Nothing greater than Rock Circus.
Well, you've been on MTV, you did Angry Johnny Live, and you were on Conan's show. What was that like for you? I mean, was that real stressed out type situation?
It was freezing cold. What people don't understand about those shows, Conan, and I've heard the same thing about Letterman, is they keep those studios at about like 40 below zero. So you get out there and you're like, that's like one thing you don't plan for. But other than that, it was cool. It was mellow. Conan was cool, and everybody on their set was nice, so it was fun.
Does it make you feel like you're a little more alert because you're that cold, or is there a philosophy behind that?
No, it's terrible to be that cold and try and sing. But we warmed up pretty fast. I'm just kind of exaggerating. It's fun to do those shows, but it's never going to be as cool as a club where you have
Intimacy.
Well, people there, right there, instead of a camera in your face. It's different to sing to a camera than it is to sing to an audience. An audience is always better.
Well, MTV, I could imagine what you did for them was sort of rough because it was all dry cuts, no camera people there. I mean, no camera people and no audience there.
Yeah, MTV there was no audience at all, none. On Conan there was an audience, but they're pretty far away.
Yeah, which was it was different because when Nirvana played there, they did territorial pissing with an studio audience, and it gives a little more ambience. Yeah,
I mean, like it's even cool that at the MTV Awards now they have a pit in front and people stand right up by the stage and at least give the band some vibe, which is cool. Grammys should do that too.
Now
I would know, but
you're gonna get a Grammy. I foresee a Grammy for this girl because she's just so talented. Now I wanted to, I sort of, last time I sort of misrepresented you, and I have to apologize. I said you came from a typical family, and you didn't. I mean, as far as a unit, you were close, from what I read, but, we went on about what you did, how your dad was on the run in Africa, and he was a famous film director, and...
I wouldn't say famous, he was sort of an underground renown. He was never a big... Hollywood director or anything like that.
You still keep in touch with him, or?
He's passed away, but I keep in touch with him when I can. He calls from time to time. But
spiritually. But anyways, what I thought odd is you went from all these worldly experiences to, like, Provo, Utah.
That was the strangest country of all that we've ever lived in.
I've been to Utah. It's about an hour away from Salt Lake.
Yeah.
And I remember reading about how you had a Sex Pistols shirt on. You went onto your school bus, and
they
it was
kicked
like
me
instant
off.
hate.
Oh, they kicked me off. Yeah, they wouldn't let me on the bus. The guy said, and this is verbatim, okay? You're infesting the minds of young children with assorted plague.
That's
like, whoa. Hello.
I got a speech as well at a fair because I had a Black Sabbath T-shirt on.
That's the first concert I ever saw, actually.
Yeah, Van Halen and Black Sabbath. That was one of my first shows.
And they didn't like that?
No, not my Black Sabbath shirt. Not the Mormons.
Wow.
The Mormons didn't like that out there in Utah.
Yeah, no, they wouldn't. Even though Black Sabbath did do some big shows out there.
Oh, yeah, they were big. I mean, I guess there's a lot of closet people out there.
There's more hardcore types in Utah than I've ever found anywhere else, and they're more extreme because the culture is so oppressed and so strict that when people decide to rebel, they just lose their minds entirely.
Yeah, to the extreme. Unlike the Amish here in Pennsylvania, they sort of lead a strict life, but I've seen them in McDonald's,
Wow, that's cool, and they have cool hats, so it's different.
Yeah, and nice hair. But you also received a scholarship to Princeton University.
Yeah.
And that was pretty cool. You mentioned in your bio that most of the kids there were like, dead to what was going on around them. Meanwhile, you were like, wow, look at all this stuff. Is this where you sort of amalgamated, the computer interfacing with the, more organic type music?
It actually started before that just because, a friend of mine had a 4-track when I was like 16, and I knew how to play piano, but I was like, wow, that's multi-track, and I learned what it was to, put something on different tracks and bounce tracks and mix it. And then I kept going from there and then that was sort of when MIDI was just coming about. So another friend of mine in New York City, had one of those early sequencers. And, when you're writing songs on your own on a piano, it's a great thrill to go like, wow, I can go over to my friend's house and make a whole arrangement and put my voice on it. And it sounds like, a whole thing. And then it was later at Princeton that I put a band together, so it was sort of the stuff I'd done with Machines before Princeton that I put together with then the whole band thing at Princeton. And I went pretty much just with the band vibe at Princeton, but that's not really true either. So I guess it was like, it started before that, but Princeton just gave me an opportunity to have access to so many different facilities, from rehearsal spaces to computers, you know, different music software, musicians. So I ran with it.
And
I was
all
like,
these
cool.
kids were like clueless to what they had at their access.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of them were there. I used to hear comments all the time like, "Oh man, I hate it here. What a bummer. I can't wait to get out." And I'd be like, "Oh God, I've been out. You go try that. You know, this is like baby camp. This is awesome."
This is a girl that was independently on her own at the age of 16.
Yeah,
so,
totally.
So, you know, you really
It was a nice refuge.
Yeah, exactly.
Totally.
One thing I wanted to ask you about is Another World is omitted from the CD's lyric.
No, it's not.
Isn't it? Oh, I missed it?
It's there. It's just small. It's on a little memo message pad.
Okay, so you have
It just says Another World, and I think a couple of the lyrics. I mean, not all of them have all the lyrics because we didn't have enough space on the cover to fit them all in, and I did all the artwork. So I spent, I gave more space to some than others, but some of them are there. Yeah, it's there. It's the smallest one.
Figure you're losing it.
Oh, no. He missed it.
You missed it. Now, I had someone ask me, they saw you the last time at Rock Circus, they said, we were looking at their fingernails. Is this the pastime on the road?
This is literally time on my hands, on the bus, or in a hotel room. If I'm talking on the phone so that I don't smoke as much or something, and it's just, 10 months on the road does this to you. You start doing ridiculous things just like this.
And it's completely different than the last time we interviewed her. So.
Yeah, they're different every time.
Yeah, so that's
Some
cool.
of them repeat every once in a while. I just got some brand new colors, so I'm so excited.
And you also wear this thing. Does that represent anything? Or?
Actually, this came from a fan who gave it to me in Philadelphia about 8 months ago. And her name was Lavinia, and she's 14. Now she's 15. But at the time, she was in a punk rock band, and she's like up there, national champion fencer. I thought, I want to grow up to be like you. Lavinia in a band, fencer, you're just too cool.
She might be in the Olympics coming up here.
I'm telling you, she was incredible, and she made this for me. I'm friends with all her little friends, too. And so I put it on, and anytime fans give me stuff, all this stuff came from fans. I put it on, but a lot of it I'll lose in a stage dive, or it, gets ripped off like that.
Like
Oops.
That.
But this one has never come off, so.
Except now.
Except right now.
For the first time, it's broke.
Lavinia, I'm sorry.
The giggers brought that lucky pup.
But it's funny because I've since seen a bunch of people with these. Wow, the actual chain broke. But I've seen a bunch of people with these on at shows that have made them for themselves, and I'm like, cool.
Yeah, so
I can't take credit. It's all Lavinia.
That's cool. Well, it's good that it's something that they can identify with, because they asked me about it. They're like, I see that in their videos and all that.
Right.
How did the video process go from like before you really hit it and like with Angry Johnny? Was there anything different? Was there any any nuances or any different type of persona that you thought you had to bring out with Angry Johnny, or
There's always a different persona. What's crazy and what's hard for me a little bit is that I like films. I like filmmaking. I would like to be able to spend a lot more time on a video, and we had one day in the middle of a tour to do the video. So, and I'm not saying it's not a cool video. I think it is, but that element of the process of just rushing it so much was really kind of disorienting to me, because it's like I would have liked to transfer the film myself and edit it. Yeah, I'm a control freak. I'm like completely, whatever. So that was a little bit frustrating, but the process wasn't really that different. It's just your imagination,
Yeah, exactly.
It's just like, wow, okay. I didn't want to give away too much of, a narrative or a story regarding the song, because I think it's the kind of song that everybody can relate to in their own way. And if you give too much of that away in like a story or a narrative, I think it kind of can hurt your ability to take the song the way you want to.
Exactly. You sort of sit up, draw your own conclusions.
Exactly.
Like, with Trigger Happy Jack, I was reading that you were had a gun waved at you, and you were almost you got hit with your car repetitively.
It was a 110 mile an hour speed chase down Sunset Boulevard. And
oh my, the camera should have been rolling for this.
I'm telling you, with a gun, but MTV would never have played that because they won't play anything that has a gun in it, unless it's cops or something. But so this guy's like bashing into my. But you guys would, I love you. But bashing into my car over and over again, waving a gun, and then I'm sitting there thinking to myself, God, you know, if I could just stop and have a conversation with this guy,
try to
and say, look, you're not mad at me. It's like your dad or your brother or your bully next door and from 3rd grade, you know. So here, take some Prozac. We'll get you to therapy and we'll talk about it. But it's not me. You're not mad at me. But obviously, you're not going to talk to a guy like that. So thus, you can't talk to a psycho like a normal human being. But for you to have
side with the compassion of that is truly.
Thank you.
In itself. We're going to let her go. She's very busy. The name of the CD is Hello, and it's Christmas time, so hint, hint, stocking stuffers and all. But we'd like to thank Poe for coming back on the show with her and wish her much more great success. And here's a video. This is live at the IC Light Amphitheater. This is Dolphin on Rock Circus. Live.
Pepper, what can you say?